Hey everyone, welcome back to More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast that helps you build a thriving business. My name is Anna Angelova. I'm a business coach and consultant and a co-host of this daily podcast. And I have Joris Minusfand with me. Morning, Joris.
Good morning, Anna. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. And it's Good Friday actually as we're recording this. So if you are celebrating Easter, we are wishing you a peaceful Good Friday as we enter these sacred days of the year for a lot of Christians around the world. And one thing like we did miss yesterday. So on my fault, I was not feeling very well, so we had to skip. But we're back today with another interesting conversation. And this one was prompted by something that we actually started doing very recently. Like we joined the Board of Trade in our local community recently, and the topic for today is networking, waste of time or essential business strategy. And when you think about networking, a lot of people in today's world try to sell us approaches that don't include networking. They try to tell us, oh, people come to you, to your business, like build it and they'll come, right? This kind of approach. And then on the other side, you have those mm, people who really, build their whole businesses around networking, thanks to their network. And we do have that saying, right? That your network is your net worth. So is it essential or is it waste of time? Joris, I'm actually really curious to hear your thoughts on the topic.
Well, it all depends, right? Uh, there's a saying that say you're the average of the five people you surround yourself with. So that same thing applies to networking. So when you go to choose a networking place to go, have that in mind. Are these people? And again, sometimes you don't know, right? You go in as a try. So, but make sure that if you're going to any networking, you get the value out of it. The people that are there are smarter than you. They they add value to you, rather than you go there and become another email address that happened to us in the last email. Remember, Anna, in our last networking, somehow someone without permission added us to a newsletter without invitation.
Yeah,
That's
without
a
us
type
saying
of
yes. Yeah.
that's a red flag, right? So uh, go. You don't know, right? But you can choose whatever the networking event that you go to that has to do with what your business aligns with, right? For us, we're vertical agnostic, so any event will do. We can help any business as long as it's the right size. So be careful, be selective. It's not a numbers game. It is sort of a numbers game, but you have to also be very selective on what events you go to and who to connect to in those
Yeah,
events.
because when you think about it, networking is actually about building authentic connections, right? Like it's really building a connection. And one thing that a lot of people do wrong, like approach networking in a wrong way, and a mistake that a lot of people make is that like it's like, oh, when they go to networking event, it's especially like if they're sales business owners, like it's about selling, right? Like, oh,
Mm.
sell. And we actually had a conversation with one of the former board directors, like the former chair of the board for the
Mm.
board of trade. And he also mentioned this, that it's about building authentic relationships, that some people go there and think, oh, I'll go to one event and that's it, like I need to see the results. No, it's really connecting with the people there. And depending on what your business is, yes, some people will become your clients, but then others, it's more about the network you have, that where they will be able to refer people to you, to introduce you to people who are your ideal clients. So
Mm.
like, if you think about networking, it can be a waste of time when you do it incorrectly. When you go to events that don't align, like you said, events that are not aligned with your business, that are not really the places you should be. And I think you mentioned when we were talking about, like before we went to that networking event a couple of weeks ago, you actually mentioned that you went to, of years ago, you went to an event where it was like most of the attendees were women who were making like trinkets, things like this, right? And even the host there, she said, this is not a place for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So finding the right place, right? And sometimes it's you don't know until you attend. Yes, you can read about
Mm.
it, you can see some of the information, but sometimes you need to go and attend and see and be like, oh yeah, okay, this is the type of event for me, or you'll be like, no, this is not the type for me. So it's just getting out there, like with anything else, it's trying, testing, and seeing. And then, as I was saying, when you network, when you are there, it's about really connecting with people. It's not about selling, selling, selling. Networking events,
Mm.
yes, usually you have an opportunity to share a little bit about yourself and what you do, but that's it. Like you don't want to, like you really want to connect with people, really want to be interested before you're interesting. Like be interested in the other person before you are
Mm.
interesting. And
Yeah.
it's something interesting happens is when you talk with people and you are more interested in them and ask them questions at the end of the conversation, they're like, oh wow, it was so amazing. We all love
Mm-hmm.
talking about ourselves, right? Mm.
Yeah.
So and one thing, like we might be thinking, oh, 21st century, who needs networking, right? Everything is online. There's so much power in getting offline and being offline and connecting with people in person.
Mm.
Regardless of what business you have, there is so much power. And we are starting to crave that human to human connection, that personal interaction more and more. And in a
Mm.
world that relies on AI and relies on online only, you can build not just a sustainable business, like you can actually build a thriving business by
Mm.
having networking as essential part of your business strategy, as essential part of your
Mm.
both marketing and sales in a way, and building your brand, like branding as well. So I would say highly
Yep.
recommend, if this is not part of what you are doing, I would highly recommend get out there, start meeting with people, start connecting with people. You never know. Like with the first client we have, like with the business, they were connections to our connections, right? Like second degree. Like they were not our personal connections, but like second degree connections. And this is how a lot of times it works, right? It's really hard to work with family and friends, but like the second connections, people who already know you. And that's why like investing in your network is key for not just it's, and the interesting thing is that it's not just for business success. If you think about, there was a study a few years ago that came from Harvard. Like they followed people for I don't know how many decades, and they found out that human connection is important for our happiness, longevity. So it's not just useful for your business, it's also personally for your own life. Like yes, not everyone will be a friend, not everyone will be a partner, not every business partner or referral partner, not everyone will
Mm-hmm.
be a client, but chances are that as you network, as you expand your network, you will meet new people who will become your friends, who will become your clients, who will become your referral partners, who will become business partners. You might find opportunities that you never thought about, that oh, we can actually work together. There is like we can have a campaign together, work together, deliver things together. So highly recommend it. And even if you're introverted like me, put yourself out there. You don't have to go to an event every single day or even every week. Like find your balance, like find what works for you that makes you comfortable and helps you get the results you want.
Totally agree. Booking is a big chunk of your, I guess, pre-sales activities before you even pre-prospecting. So absolutely pay a lot of attention, spend a lot of time. It will pay back, pay off. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, this is it. Like our verdict is it's an essential business strategy, even in 21st century, especially in 21st century. So go
Mm.
get out there, learn how to do it properly, because again, if you do it in the incorrect way, it's a waste of time. But when you do it properly, when you put the human connection first, authentic connection, when you go to the right place where the right people are for you and your business, you will see amazing results. Well, thanks for joining,
Absolutely.
Joris, and we'll
Thank
be
you.
back tomorrow for another episode of More Than Just Task Management. We'll let you use this Friday off, if it's off for you, to think about your network, to think about how can you connect with people in a more authentic and genuine way. How can you expand your network? How can you reconnect with some of your existing network, right? So these are some of the questions to think about. And if you haven't subscribed yet, highly encourage you to subscribe to our podcast. And also, if you want even more uh, golden insights, we do have a bi-weekly newsletter that we share every other Friday. I will add the link to the description. So highly encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter as well for even more insights and help for building your thriving business. Have a wonderful Friday.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful Friday, everyone. Thank you. Bye, Anna.
Bye.